The carousel spins in lazy circles, painted horses rising and falling to tinny calliope music that's probably older than Sofia Martinez herself. She stands at the metal railing, one hand shading her eyes against the late afternoon sun, the other clutching a worn canvas tote bag that holds everything essential to their Saturday routine. Juice boxes, animal crackers, wet wipes, the small first aid kit she's carried since Emma learned to run faster than Sofia could catch her. "Mommy, watch me." Emma's voice cuts through the music, high and bright with 5-year-old joy. She's on a white horse with a gold bridle, one hand gripping the pole, the other waving wildly. Her dark curls bounce with each rotation, escaping from the ponytail Sofia carefully braided this morning. Sofia waves back, her chest doing that thing it always does when she watches her daughter. That squeeze of love so intense, it borders on pain. Emma is everything. The reason Sofia gets up at 5:30 every morning to catch 2 buses to her job at the diner. The reason she takes night classes twice a week at the community college, studying accounting with textbooks held together by packing tape. The reason she survives on 4 hours of sleep and considers a new pair of shoes for herself a luxury she can't justify. The carousel slows, and Emma dismounts with the careless confidence of childhood, running toward Sofia on legs that seem longer every day. She's wearing the pink corduroy jacket Sofia found at the thrift store last week, only slightly worn at the elbows. The jeans are from Target, bought on clearance. The light-up sneakers were Emma's birthday present 2 months ago, the one splurge Sofia allowed herself. "Can I go again? Please?" Emma's brown eyes are wide, hopeful. Sofia glances at her phone. 4:15. They need to catch the 5:10 bus to make it home before dark. The carousel costs $3 per ride. She has $7 left until Monday's paycheck, and they still need milk. "One more ride," Sofia says, unable to deny her daughter this simple joy. "Then we have to go, okay?" "Okay." Emma is already running back to the ticket booth. If you're enjoying this story so far, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. Drop a comment telling me where in the world you're watching from. I love hearing from you. Sofia watches her daughter choose the same white horse and tries not to think about the life they could have had. The life she walked away from 6 years ago when she was 3 months pregnant and terrified. When loving Dante Russo meant accepting that any child of his would be a target. That she would spend every day wondering if violence would find them. If his enemies would use her, use their baby, to hurt him. So she disappeared. Changed her name from Sophia Chen to Sofia Martinez. Moved from Manhattan to Queens, then to this small neighborhood in the Bronx where rent was cheaper and questions were fewer. She'd told Dante nothing. Left no trace, made herself and her pregnancy vanish like smoke. It had been the hardest thing she'd ever done. Harder than the pregnancy alone. Harder than giving birth with only a nurse holding her hand. Harder than the nights when Emma cried and Sofia had no one to share the weight with. But Emma is safe. Emma doesn't know her father runs an empire built on shadows and violence. Emma thinks her daddy is gone, that's all. Young enough not to ask complicated questions yet. Old enough that those questions are coming soon. The carousel music shifts to a new song, and Sofia pushes the memories down where they belong. This is her life now. This is enough. It has to be. The carousel completes its final rotation, and Emma bounces toward her, cheeks flushed with happiness. They're walking toward the park exit, Emma chattering about the horses and how the white one is definitely the fastest when it happens. "Mommy, why is that man staring?" Sophia's blood turns to ice. She follows Emma's gaze across the park to the black town car parked along the curb. 30 feet away. Too far to see clearly, but close enough that Sofia knows. Her body knows before her mind catches up. Every nerve-ending screaming recognition. The man standing beside the car is tall, broad-shouldered, wearing a charcoal suit that probably costs more than Sofia makes in 3 months. Dark hair, slightly longer than she remembers. Even from this distance, she can see the sharp line of his jaw, the way he holds himself with absolute certainty. Dante Russo, the father of her child. The man she spent 6 years running from, and he's staring directly at them. Sofia's hand tightens on Emma's shoulder. Come on, baby, we need to go. But why is he… Now, Emma. Her voice comes out sharper than intended. Emma's face crumples slightly, confused by her mother's sudden fear. Sofia turns, pulling Emma with her, heading in the opposite direction. Her heart hammers against her ribs. Maybe he didn't recognize her. Maybe it's just coincidence. Maybe… Sofia. Her name, spoken in that voice she's heard in dreams and nightmares for 6 years. Deep, controlled, carrying across the distance between them with absolute authority. She freezes. Every instinct screams to run, to grab Emma and disappear into the crowded streets. But her legs won't move. Her daughter is looking up at her with wide, confused eyes. Footsteps approach. Expensive shoes on pavement. Sofia forces herself to turn around. Dante stops 10 feet away, close enough now that she can see his face clearly. He's older. The lines around his eyes are deeper, carved by stress and responsibility. His jaw is harder, but his eyes, those dark brown eyes that once looked at her like she was his entire world, those haven't changed. He's staring at Emma, really staring, taking in every detail. The dark curls that match his own, the shape of her face, the way she tilts her head when she's uncertain, exactly the way he does. Sofia watches the realization crash over him in waves. Shock, understanding, something that looks like pain. Mommy? Emma's voice is small, uncertain. She presses closer to Sofia's leg. Dante's eyes snap to Sofia's face. When he speaks, his voice is carefully controlled, but she can hear the tremor underneath, the fury, the hurt. How old is she? Sofia's throat is so tight she can barely breathe. Dante. How? Old. 5. The word comes out as a whisper. She just turned 5. The math is simple. Devastating. Dante's hands curl into fists at his sides. The only outward sign of the storm she knows is raging inside him. We need to talk. It's not a request. I can't. I have to get Emma home. Sofia. Her name is a warning. We need to talk. Now. Emma tugs on Sofia's jacket. Mommy? Who is that man? Why is he angry? Sofia looks down at her daughter, this beautiful, innocent child who knows nothing about her father. Who deserves so much better than this moment, this confrontation in a public park? He's… Sofia's voice breaks. He's an old friend, baby. I'm not a friend. Dante's voice is hard. Then he crouches down, bringing himself to Emma's eye level. The gesture is so unexpected that Sofia's grip on her daughter loosens slightly. Up close, the resemblance is impossible to miss. Emma has Dante's eyes, his bone structure, his stubborn chin. She's looking at him with curiosity now, the fear fading in the face of his attention. What's your name? Dante asks, his voice gentler than Sofia has heard it in years. Emma? Her daughter's voice is shy but steady. Emma Rose Martinez. Something flickers across Dante's face at the fake surname. That's a beautiful name. I'm Dante. Are you really Mommy's friend? Dante's eyes lift to Sofia's face. The accusation in them is clear. I was. A long time ago. Emma seems to accept this. We were riding the carousel. Did you see me? I was on the white horse. I saw you. Dante's voice is rough. You looked very brave. Sofia watches this exchange with her heart in her throat. This is her worst nightmare. The two worlds she's kept separate for 6 years colliding in the middle of a Bronx park on a Saturday afternoon. A black SUV pulls up behind Dante's town car. Marco, Dante's head of security, steps out. He's older too. His hair more gray than black now, but his eyes are just as sharp. They assess the situation in seconds. Dante crouched in front of a child who looks exactly like him, a woman who disappeared 6 years ago, the vulnerability of their position. He approaches quickly. Sir, we should move. Dante doesn't take his eyes off Emma. Give me a minute. Sir. I said give me a minute. The steel in his voice makes Marco step back. Dante stands, his attention returning to Sofia. Where do you live? That's none of your business. Everything about you became my business the moment I found out I have a daughter. His voice is low, dangerous. A daughter you hid from me for 5 years. I had my reasons. I'm sure you did. The words are ice. And you're going to explain every single one of them, tonight. Where do you live, Sofia? She wants to refuse, wants to grab Emma and run like she did 6 years ago, but she can see the determination in Dante's face. He's not going to let this go. And part of her, the part she's been silencing for 6 years, knows he deserves answers. Bronx, Morrison Avenue. The address feels like surrender. Dante pulls out his phone, types something quickly. I'll be there at 8, have her in bed. Dante, you can't just... 8 o'clock, Sofia. He looks at Emma again, and Sofia sees something crack in his expression. Longing, grief for all the years he's missed. It was nice to meet you, Emma. Bye, Dante. Emma waves as he walks back to his car. Sofia watches him go, watches Marco open the door, watches the town car pull away from the curb. Her hands are shaking. Her daughter is looking up at her with questions forming in her bright, intelligent eyes. Mommy, why were you scared? I wasn't scared, baby. Yes, you were. I could feel it. Emma's perception has always been too sharp. Is he a bad man? Sofia kneels down, taking her daughter's face in her hands. No, sweetheart, he's not a bad man. He's just complicated. What does complicated mean? It means Mommy has some things to figure out. Sofia forces a smile. Come on, let's go home. They catch the bus, Emma's questions thankfully distracted by a dog in the back row. But Sofia's mind is racing. Dante knows about Emma. After 6 years of successfully hiding, of building a life separate from his dangerous world, he knows. And he's coming to her apartment tonight. Sofia's apartment is exactly what Dante expected, and somehow worse than he imagined. 4th floor walk-up in a building that should have been condemned a decade ago. Peeling paint in the stairwell, the smell of cooking and cigarette smoke seeping through thin walls. A door with 3 different locks that still doesn't look secure enough. He stands in the narrow hallway at precisely 8 o'clock, Marco positioned at the stairwell entrance below. He's been here for 5 minutes, just staring at the door marked 4C, trying to control the rage and hurt battling for dominance in his chest. Sofia hid his daughter from him for 5 years. 5 years of birthdays and first words, and scraped knees and bedtime stories. 5 years of his child growing up without knowing her father. 5 years of Sofia struggling alone in this terrible building when she could have had everything, when he would have given her everything. He knocks. 3 sharp raps that echo in the narrow hallway. The door opens to the length of a chain lock. Sofia's face appears in the gap, her dark eyes wary. Is she asleep? Dante asks. Yes. Then let me in. Sofia hesitates, then closes the door to release the chain. When it opens again, Dante steps into an apartment that's smaller than his closet. 1 main room serving as living, room and kitchen. A tiny hallway leading to what he assumes is a bedroom and bathroom. Furniture that's been repaired multiple times, a TV that's at least 15 years old. But it's clean. Meticulously so. And everywhere he looks, there are signs of Emma. Drawings taped to the refrigerator, a plastic kitchen set in the corner, a bookshelf overflowing with picture books, a corkboard covered in photos of a little girl growing up without him. Dante moves to the corkboard, studying each photo with an intensity that makes his chest ache. Emma as a newborn, tiny and wrinkled. Emma taking her first steps, hands outstretched toward the camera. Emma on her first day of school, wearing a backpack almost as big as she is. Emma blowing out candles on a homemade birthday cake. Sofia in every photo, dark circles under her eyes, but smiling. Always smiling for their daughter. Why? The word comes out rougher than he intended. Sofia stands by the door, arms wrapped around herself. You know why. No, I really don't. Dante turns to face her. Explain to me why you took my child and disappeared without a word. Because I was pregnant and terrified. Sofia's voice rises. Because 2 weeks before I found out, I watched your enemies shoot at your car. Because I knew what kind of life you lived, and I couldn't raise a child in it. So you decided I didn't deserve to know I had a daughter? I decided she deserved to be safe. Sofia's eyes are bright with tears. Do you have any idea what it's like to be pregnant and lying awake every night wondering if your baby will be used as leverage, if someone will take her to hurt you? I would have protected you both. I know you would have tried. Sofia's voice breaks. But trying isn't the same as succeeding. People die in your world, Dante. Good people. Innocent people. I wasn't going to risk her being one of them. Dante crosses the room in 3 strides. Sofia backs up until she hits the wall, but he doesn't touch her. Just cages her in with his hands on either side of her head, forcing her to look at him. You didn't trust me. I didn't trust your enemies. You didn't give me a choice. His voice drops to barely above a whisper. For 5 years, you didn't give me a choice about my own daughter. Do you have any idea what that feels like? Tears spill down Sofia's cheeks. I'm sorry. Sorry doesn't give me back what I missed. Sorry doesn't change the fact that I have a 5-year-old daughter who doesn't know I'm her father. What do you want from me, Dante? He stares at her. This woman he loved so completely it nearly destroyed him when she disappeared. He'd searched for months. Used every resource, every contact, every favor owed. And found nothing. She'd been that thorough in erasing herself. I want the truth. All of it. Starting with why you're living in this place when you could have come to me for help. Because coming to you would have defeated the entire purpose of leaving. Sofia wipes her eyes. I needed to be completely separate from your life. That meant no contact, no money, nothing that could be traced. You're living in poverty. We're managing. Managing? Dante gestures around the tiny apartment. Sofia, you're one emergency away from complete disaster. What happens if Emma gets sick? If you lose your job? The same thing that happens to millions of other single mothers. We figure it out. You shouldn't have to be a single mother. The words hang between them, heavy with implication. Sofia's eyes search his face. What are you saying? I'm saying everything changes now. I know about Emma, which means you're both under my protection whether you like it or not. No. Sofia pushes against his chest. No, Dante. This is exactly what I was trying to avoid. Too late. He doesn't move. My enemies will find out eventually. They always do. When that happens, do you want to be in this apartment with 3 cheap locks? Or somewhere I can actually keep you safe? The truth of his words settles over Sofia like ice water. She'd been so careful. But careful isn't the same as invisible. Not anymore. I can't just uproot her life, Sofia whispers. She has school, friends. She has a father who will do everything in his power to keep her alive. Dante's hand comes up to cup Sofia's face, his thumb brushing away her tears. I'm not asking permission. I'm telling you how this is going to work. The knock on Sofia's apartment door comes at 6:30 the next morning. She's already awake, has been since 4, lying in bed and staring at the ceiling while Emma sleeps peacefully beside her. After Dante left last night, after he'd made it clear that her life as she knew it was over, Sofia had been too afraid to let Emma sleep alone in her small bedroom. She pulls on a robe and checks the peephole. Marco stands in the hallway, his expression neutral but alert. Sofia opens the door to the chain's length. "What do you want?" "Mr. Russo sent me to escort you and Emma to a secure location." "We're not going anywhere." "Ma'am, with respect, this isn't optional." Marco's voice is professional but firm. "Mr. Russo has received intelligence that Roberto Ferraro's people have been making inquiries. They know he was in the Bronx yesterday. They're asking questions." The name Roberto Ferraro sends ice through Sofia's veins. She remembers that name from 6 years ago, one of Dante's most dangerous rivals, a man who uses families as leverage without hesitation. "How much time do I have?" Her voice is steadier than she feels. "We should leave within the hour." Sofia closes the door and leans against it, heart pounding. This is happening. The exact scenario she fled from 6 years ago is materializing around her like a trap snapping shut. She moves through the apartment mechanically, wakes Emma gently, packs bags with clothes and Emma's favorite toys. The stuffed rabbit she's had since birth. The worn copy of Good Night Moon they read every night. The drawing of their family, just two stick figures, Mommy and Emma, that hangs above her bed. "Where are we going?" Emma asks, rubbing sleep from her eyes. "On an adventure." Sofia forces brightness into her voice. "Won't that be fun?" Emma's face lights up with the easy excitement of childhood. She doesn't see the fear in her mother's hands as they shake while packing, doesn't understand why they're leaving before sunrise, doesn't know that everything is about to change. Marco drives them to an address in Tribeca, to a building with security that rivals a fortress. The penthouse elevator requires a key card and retinal scan. When the doors open directly into a sprawling apartment, Sofia's breath catches. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlook the Hudson River. Modern furniture in shades of gray and cream. Original artwork on the walls. A kitchen with appliances Sofia has only seen in magazines. This isn't just wealth. This is the kind of power that reshapes the world around it. Dante emerges from what looks like a study, wearing dark slacks and a white dress shirt, sleeves rolled to his elbows. His eyes go immediately to Emma, who's staring wide-eyed at the view. "Wow," Emma breathes. "Do you live in the sky?" Something softens in Dante's expression. "Sort of. Do you like it?" "It's like a castle." Emma moves toward the windows, pressing her hands against the glass. "Mommy, look how high we are!" Sofia stands frozen near the elevator, bags clutched in her hands. Dante crosses to her, his voice low enough that Emma can't hear. "The guest suite is down that hall. 2 bedrooms, full bathroom. Everything you need." "For how long?" Sofia asks. "As long as it takes." That's not an answer. "It's the only one I have right now." Dante takes the bags from her hands. "Roberto knows I was in the Bronx. He'll put together why. Once he does, that apartment becomes a target." "So what's the plan? We just hide here forever?" "The plan is I handle Roberto while you and Emma stay somewhere he can't reach you." Dante's jaw tightens. "This penthouse has security even he can't breach. You'll be safe here." Safe, but trapped. Safe, but alive. His eyes bore into hers. "There's a difference." A woman appears from the kitchen, middle-aged, kind-faced, wearing a simple dress. "Mr. Russo, breakfast is ready when you need it." "Thank you, Teresa." Dante gestures to Sofia. "This is Sofia Martinez and her daughter Emma. They'll be staying here. Whatever they need, you provide it." Teresa's eyes flick between them, taking in the tension, the resemblance between Dante and the little girl at the window. But she simply nods. "Of course, sir. Welcome, Miss Martinez." The next hours pass in a blur. Teresa shows them to the guest suite, 2 bedrooms connected by a shared bathroom, each room larger than Sofia's entire apartment. Emma is delighted by everything, bouncing on the massive bed, exploring the bathroom with its deep, soaking tub, discovering the closet already stocked, with clothes in her size. How did you know what size she wears? Sofia asks Dante when he appears in the doorway. I asked Teresa to estimate based on Emma's age. We can adjust if needed. He watches Emma playing with a dollhouse that definitely wasn't there yesterday. I want her to be comfortable. This is too much. It's not enough. Dante's voice is rough. I missed 5 years. I can't get those back. But I can make sure she has everything from now on. Sofia wants to argue, but Emma runs over, eyes shining. Mommy, can we stay here, please? It's so nice. How does she explain to her 5-year-old that this isn't their life, that this luxury, this safety, comes with a price they might not be able to pay? We'll see, baby. Sofia smooths Emma's curls. For now, let's have some breakfast. I bet you're hungry. Breakfast is overwhelming. Fresh fruit, pancakes, eggs cooked to order, juice that actually tastes like oranges instead of sugar water. Emma chatters happily, telling Dante about her favorite foods, her best friend at school, the teacher who lets them paint every Friday. Dante listens with an intensity that makes Sofia's chest ache. He's cataloging everything, filing away each detail about the daughter he didn't know existed. Do you like painting? Dante asks. I love it. Emma's face lights up. Mommy says I'm really good. She keeps all my pictures on the fridge. I'd like to see them sometime. They're at our old house. Emma's face falls slightly. When can we go back? The question hangs in the air. Sofia and Dante's eyes meet across the table. Soon. Sofia lies. We're just visiting here for a little while. After breakfast, Teresa offers to show Emma the building's rooftop garden. Emma is thrilled, leaving with the housekeeper after extracting a promise from Sofia that she'll come up in a few minutes. Alone with Dante in the massive living room, Sofia finally lets her composure crack. I can't do this. She wraps her arms around herself. I can't live in your world, Dante. That's why I left. You don't have a choice anymore. His voice is gentle but immovable. Emma is my daughter. That makes her a target whether you're here or in that apartment. At least here, I can protect her. And what happens when this blows over? Do we just go back to our lives and pretend none of this happened? Dante moves closer. Is that what you want? To go back to struggling to pay rent? Working yourself to exhaustion? Raising our daughter alone in a building that's not safe? I want her to have a normal life. Normal doesn't exist for her anymore. Dante's hand cups her face, forcing her to look at him. She's my daughter. My blood. That comes with complications, yes. But it also comes with protection, resources, opportunities she'd never have otherwise. It comes with danger. Everything worthwhile comes with danger. His thumb brushes her cheekbone. You know that. You just forgot while you were busy trying to survive alone. Sofia closes her eyes against the tears threatening to fall. I was trying to keep her safe. I know. And you did. For 5 years, you kept her alive and healthy and happy. Dante's voice softens. But you don't have to do it alone anymore. The admission costs her something, but Sofia forces it out anyway. I'm scared. Of me? Of this. Of her getting hurt. Of you getting hurt. Of everything falling apart like it always does in your world. Dante pulls her into his arms, and Sofia doesn't have the strength to resist. She leans into him, breathing in the scent that still makes her heart race after 6 years. Cedar and spice, and something uniquely him. I won't let anything happen to either of you, he murmurs against her hair. I swear it. Sofia wants to believe him. God, she wants to believe him. 3 days pass in the penthouse. 3 days of Sofia watching Dante transform from the cold, controlled mafia boss she remembers into something softer when Emma is around. He reads to her at bedtime, his deep voice gentle as he navigates picture books about princesses and dragons. He sits on the floor with her while she draws, asking questions about her art with genuine interest. He learns that she likes her sandwiches cut into triangles, that she's afraid of thunderstorms, that her favorite color is purple, but the sparkly kind. Sofia watches these interactions from doorways, her heart breaking and healing in the same moments. This is what she denied him. This is what she denied Emma. On the fourth morning, Sofia wakes to find Emma's bed empty. Panic floods her system until she hears voices from the main living area. She pulls on a robe and follows the sound. Dante sits on the couch with Emma curled against his side, both of them focused on a tablet showing architectural drawings. See this line here? Dante points. That's called a load-bearing wall. It holds up the whole building. Like a superhero? Emma asks. Exactly like a superhero. Dante smiles, and Sofia's breath catches. She hasn't seen him smile like that in 6 years. Unguarded, genuine, happy. What are you two looking at? Sofia asks from the doorway. Emma turns, face bright with excitement. Dante is showing me buildings. He knows all about them. I studied architecture in college, Dante explains, before I took over the family business. This is news to Sofia. In their year together, Dante rarely talked about his life before becoming the boss. She knew the broad strokes. His father's death when Dante was 23, the forced ascension to power, but not the details, not the dreams he'd abandoned. You wanted to be an architect? Sofia moves into the room. For about 5 minutes. Dante's expression clouds. Then reality intervened. Emma, oblivious to the heavy undertones, continues chattering about buildings. Eventually, Teresa appears to ask if Emma wants to help bake cookies. Emma scrambles off the couch, following the housekeeper to the kitchen. Alone with Dante, Sofia sits where Emma had been. The cushion is still warm. You're good with her, she says quietly. I'm trying. Dante sets the tablet aside. I don't know what I'm doing. I missed the manual on how to be a father. There is no manual. You just figure it out as you go. Like you did. Like I tried to. Sofia pulls her knees up, wrapping her arms around them. Most days I felt like I was failing. She deserves so much more than I could give her. You gave her everything that matters. Dante's voice is firm. She's confident, curious, kind. That's because of you. The compliment makes Sofia's throat tight. She asks about you. You know, not directly, but questions about who you are, why we're here. I don't know what to tell her. The truth? Which truth? That you're her father? That we used to be together? That your enemies want to hurt us? Sofia shakes her head. She's 5, Dante. How do I explain any of this? We tell her I'm a friend who wants to keep you both safe. For now. Dante shifts to face her. When she's ready for more, we'll tell her more. And if she asks why we're really here, why we can't go home, then we tell her the truth in ways she can understand. He reaches over, taking her hand. That sometimes people need help, and it's okay to accept it. Sofia looks down at their joined hands. His palm is warm, calloused in places from training and violence she doesn't want to think about. But his grip is gentle, careful. I missed you, she admits. The words escape before she can stop them. Dante's fingers tighten around hers. I looked for you for 8 months, used every resource, every contact, called in favors from people who don't give favors, and found nothing. I was thorough. You were terrified. He tugs her closer. I understand why you left, Sofia. I hate it, but I understand it. My world is violent, unpredictable. You wanted better for our daughter. I wanted her to survive. She would have survived with me. Maybe. Sofia's voice breaks. But I couldn't risk maybe. Not with her. They sit in silence for a long moment. From the kitchen, they can hear Emma's laughter as Teresa teaches her to measure flour. "Can I ask you something?" Sofia says. "About that day in the park. How did you find us?" Dante hesitates, then seems to decide on honesty. "I didn't. I was meeting with a contact in the Bronx, driving past the park. I saw you." His jaw tightens. For a second, I thought I was seeing things, that my mind was playing tricks. Then Emma turned around and I saw her face. "And you knew?" "I knew." Dante's voice is rough with emotion. "She has my eyes, Sofia. My face. There was no question. I'm sorry." The apology feels inadequate. "I know that doesn't fix anything, but I am. Sorry you missed so much. Sorry I made that choice for both of us. Are you sorry you left? Or sorry I found you?" Sofia considers the question. "Both. Neither. I don't know anymore." Dante lifts their joined hands, pressing a kiss to her. Knuckles. The gesture is so familiar, it makes her chest ache. He used to do that all the time when they were together. A small affection that meant everything. "We can't change the past," he says quietly, "but we can decide what happens next." "And what do you want to happen next?" His dark eyes meet hers, intense and unreadable. "I want to be a father to our daughter. I want to keep you both safe. And I want—" He stops, something vulnerable crossing his features. "I want to see if we can be something again. Not what we were, something new." Sofia's heart hammers. "Dante, I'm not asking for an answer now. I'm just telling you what I want." His thumb brushes across her knuckles. "You don't have to want the same thing, but I need you to know." Before Sofia can respond, Emma runs back into the room, her hands covered in flour. "Mommy, look. I helped make cookies." The moment breaks. Sofia pulls her hand from Dante's, focusing on her daughter's bright, happy face. But she can still feel the warmth of his touch, still feel the weight of his words settling into her chest. The threat comes on the 6th day in the form of a phone call that makes Dante's entire body go rigid. Sofia is reading to Emma in the guest suite when she hears Dante's voice rise in the study, not quite shouting, but close. The fury underneath is unmistakable. "How did they get that information?" Pause. "I don't care about your excuses. I want to know who leaked it and I want them dealt with. Now." Sofia's stomach drops. She knows that tone. Something bad has happened. Emma is absorbed in her book, oblivious. Sofia slips out of the room and moves quietly toward the study. The door is partially open, and through the gap, she can see Dante pacing, phone pressed to his ear. "Put extra men on the building. Triple shifts. No one gets within a block without being vetted." His free hand runs through his hair, frustration evident. "And find out where Roberto is. If he makes a move toward them, I want to know before he does it." Sofia's blood turns to ice. Roberto knows where they are. She must make a sound because Dante's eyes snap to the doorway. He sees her there, pale and terrified, and his expression shifts. "Handle it," he says into the phone, then ends the call. "What happened?" Sofia's voice is steadier than she feels. Dante sets his phone down carefully. "Roberto's people have been watching the building. They know you're here." "How?" "Someone talked." Someone always talks when enough money is involved. Dante's jaw is tight with barely controlled rage. "It doesn't matter how. What matters is adjusting our security." "Is Emma safe?" "Yes." The answer is immediate and certain. This building is a fortress. Even Roberto can't breach it without starting a war he's not ready for. But he knows you exist now. Knows Emma exists. Dante moves toward her. "That makes you both leverage. He'll look for opportunities to use that." Sofia's hands are shaking. This is her nightmare. The exact scenario she fled from 6 years ago. "We should leave. Go somewhere he can't find us." Running won't work this time. He knows what Emma looks like. Has photos, probably. Dante's hands come up to frame her face. The safest place for you is right here, with me, where I can control every variable. Control? Sofia's laugh is bitter. You sound like you're talking about a business deal. I'm talking about keeping our daughter alive. Dante's voice drops. And I will do whatever it takes to make that happen, even if you hate me for it. Before Sofia can respond, Emma appears in the doorway of the guest suite, her stuffed rabbit clutched in her arms. Mommy, why are you scared again? Sofia forces herself to breathe, to smile. I'm not scared, baby. Yes, you are. Emma's perception is too sharp. You get quiet when you're scared, like at the park. Dante kneels down to Emma's level. Your mom is worried about some grown-up things. But you know what? I promise to keep you both safe, and I keep my promises. Emma considers this. Like a superhero? Exactly like a superhero. Dante's smile is gentle. Nothing bad will happen to you here. I promise. Emma seems satisfied with this answer. She returns to the bedroom, leaving Sofia and Dante alone in the hallway. You can't promise her that, Sofia whispers. You can't guarantee nothing will happen. Watch me. The determination in his voice is absolute, terrifying in its intensity. This is the man who built an empire through force of will and ruthlessness. The man she fell in love with and fled from. I need air, Sofia says suddenly. I need to get out of this apartment. That's not safe. I don't care. Her voice rises. I've been locked in here for 6 days. Emma keeps asking when we can go home. I can't breathe, Dante. He studies her face, seeing the edge of panic. Okay. There's a rooftop terrace. Private. Secure. Will that work? Sofia nods, not trusting her voice. 10 minutes later, they're on the roof. The city sprawls below them, millions of lights against the darkness. The air is cold and sharp, clearing Sofia's head. I can't live like this, she says into the night, constantly afraid, always looking over my shoulder. This isn't a life. It's temporary. Dante stands beside her at the railing. Once I handle Roberto, and then what? Another enemy rises? Another threat? Sofia turns to face him. Your world doesn't have an endpoint, Dante. There's always another danger. Always another rival. That's why I left. I know. His admission surprises her. I know my world is violent and unpredictable, but it's also the world that built everything you're standing in. The security keeping Emma safe, the resources that will give her opportunities you could never provide alone. I don't want her to need your resources. I want her to be free. Freedom is an illusion. Dante's voice is quiet. Everyone is constrained by something. Money, power, fear. At least with me, the constraints come with protection. Sofia wants to argue, but she's exhausted. Emotionally drained from 6 days of tension and fear. I'm tired, she admits. I'm so tired of being scared. Dante pulls her into his arms and Sofia lets herself lean against him. Just for a moment. Just to remember what it felt like when she wasn't carrying everything alone. Then let me carry some of it, he murmurs against her hair. You don't have to do this by yourself anymore. The offer is tempting. So tempting. But Sofia knows the price that comes with it. Her independence, her freedom, the life she built from nothing. Is safety worth that cost? She doesn't know anymore. If you're hooked on this story, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. Your support means everything and helps me bring you more emotional stories like this one. The breaking point comes 2 weeks later, on an ordinary Tuesday that transforms into something irreversible. Sofia has settled into a routine she both loves and hates. Mornings with Emma, helping her with the homeschooling materials Dante arranged when it became clear she couldn't return to her old school. Afternoons watching Dante and Emma together, their bond growing stronger each day. Evenings alone in the guest suite, staring at the ceiling and wondering how long this can last. She's in the kitchen with Teresa, learning to make homemade pasta, something she never had time for in her old life, when Marco appears in the doorway. His expression is carefully neutral, but Sofia has learned to read the tension in his shoulders. Mrs. Martinez, Mr. Russo would like to see you in his study. The formal address makes her stomach clench. Is something wrong? He'll explain. Sofia wipes flour from her hands and follows Marco down the hallway. Emma is in the living room with a tutor Dante hired, absorbed in a math lesson. She doesn't look up as Sofia passes. Dante's study is all dark wood and leather, the walls lined with books he actually reads. He stands at the window overlooking the city, phone pressed to his ear, speaking in rapid Italian. When he sees Sofia, he ends the call abruptly. Close the door. Sofia does, her pulse quickening. What happened? Roberto made his move. Dante's voice is flat, controlled in the way that means he's furious underneath. He can't get to you here, so he went after the next best thing. Ice floods Sofia's veins. Tyler, her younger brother, 22, working construction in Queens, completely unaware of Sofia's complicated past. She hasn't spoken to him in months, keeping distance to protect him from exactly this scenario. He's fine, Dante says quickly, seeing her panic. My men got to him first. He's downstairs in the car with Marco's team. Relief and terror war in Sofia's chest. You brought him here? I didn't have a choice. Roberto's people were watching his apartment. It was only a matter of time before they made a move. This is exactly what I was afraid of. Sofia's voice rises. Everyone I care about becoming a target because of your world. Our world. Dante's correction is sharp. Emma makes it our world now. You don't get to pretend otherwise. I never wanted this for her. For any of us. I know. Dante moves toward her. But wanting something different doesn't change reality. Roberto knows about Emma. Knows about Tyler. Knows that hurting them hurts me. That makes them targets whether you're here or in that apartment in the Bronx. Sofia sinks into a chair, her legs suddenly unable to hold her. What does he want? Territory. Power. The usual. Dante's jaw tightens. He's using you as leverage to force concessions. Thinks I'll give him what he wants to keep Emma safe. And will you? No. The word is absolute. Because giving in now means he'll come back for more later. It never ends with men like Roberto. You feed the beast, it just gets hungrier. So what's the alternative? We all hide here forever while you fight your war? The alternative is I end this. Dante kneels in front of her chair, forcing her to meet his eyes. Permanently. Sofia's stomach drops. She knows what permanently means in Dante's world. You're going to kill him. I'm going to eliminate a threat to my family. That's the same thing. Is it? Dante's voice is hard. If someone threatened Emma, what would you do? Ask them nicely to stop? Sofia thinks about Emma's bright smile, her innocent laughter, the way she still reaches for Sofia's hand when she's scared. What would she do to protect her daughter? Anything. Everything. Even things that would horrify her under normal circumstances. I see it in your face, Dante says quietly. You understand. You just don't want to. I don't want to be someone who accepts murder as a solution. You don't have to accept it. You just have to live with it. He stands, moving back to the window. I'm telling you as a courtesy, not asking permission. The casual dismissal of her feelings stings more than Sofia expects. A courtesy? That's what I am to you now? That's not what I meant. Then what did you mean? Sofia stands, anger finally breaking through her fear. Because from where I'm standing, it feels like you're making all the decisions again. Where we live, who we see, whether people live or die. And I'm just supposed to accept it because you know best. I do know best about this. Dante's voice rises to match hers. This is my world, Sofia. I've been navigating it since I was 23. You think I want to kill Roberto? You think I enjoy any of this? I think you've convinced yourself it's necessary so you don't have to feel guilty about it. The words land like a slap. Dante's expression goes cold, distant. This is the man she remembers from 6 years ago. The one who could shut down emotionally, wall off anything that felt too vulnerable. Believe what you want, he says quietly. I'm handling Roberto this week. After that, you and Emma will be safe. Tyler too. That's all that matters. And us? Sofia's voice cracks. What happens to us after you've handled everything? Dante's dark eyes meet hers, and for a moment, she sees past the walls to the man underneath. The one who reads to their daughter at bedtime, who showed Emma architectural drawings because she mentioned liking buildings, who looks at Sofia sometimes like she's the only thing keeping him human. I don't know, he admits. I was hoping you'd stay, build something with me. But if you want to leave after this is over, I won't stop you. You won't stop me. Sofia's laugh is bitter. How generous. I'm serious, Sofia. Once Roberto is handled, once the immediate threats are neutralized, you can go. Take Emma back to your apartment, your job, your life. I'll provide security, financial support, anything you need. But I won't force you to be here. The offer should feel like freedom. Instead, it feels like losing something she didn't realize she'd started to want again. What about Emma? Sofia asks quietly. She's bonded with you. Calls you Dante like you're her favorite person. You're going to just let her go? I'll be whatever you allow me to be in her life. Dante's voice is rough with emotion. If that's supervised visits twice a month, fine. If it's nothing, I'll live with it. But I won't use her as a chain to keep you here against your will. Sofia stares at him, this powerful man offering to step back from his own daughter if that's what Sofia needs. The gesture is enormous, devastating. I need to see Tyler, she says, instead of responding to the offer. Make sure he's okay. He's in the third-floor apartment. Marco's with him. Sofia leaves the study without another word, her mind spinning. Everything is moving too fast. Her carefully controlled life has exploded into chaos, and she can't see a way to put the pieces back together. Tyler is pacing the third-floor apartment when Sofia arrives, his face a mixture of confusion and anger. He's tall, broad-shouldered from construction work, with their mother's eyes and their father's stubborn jaw. Sof? He stops when he sees her. What the hell is going on? These guys grabbed me from my apartment, said I was in danger. You were. Sofia closes the distance, hugging him tightly. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry you got pulled into this. Pulled into what? Tyler pulls back, studying her face. Who are these people? Why do they think someone's after me? Sofia glances at Marco, who's standing discreetly by the door. Can you give us a minute? Marco nods and steps into the hallway, closing the door behind him. Sit down, Sofia tells her brother. I need to tell you some things about Emma's father. Tyler's eyes widen. In the 4 years since Emma was born, Sofia has never talked about her daughter's father. Just said he was gone. End of discussion. Tyler had learned to stop asking. Now, sitting in this expensive apartment with armed guards outside, Sofia tells him everything. About Dante. About the year they spent together. About the violence she witnessed and the fear that drove her away. About hiding for 6 years until Dante found them in the park 2 weeks ago. Tyler listens in silence, his expression shifting from shock to anger to something like understanding. So Emma's dad is a mob boss. he says when Sofia finishes, and now his enemies are using me to get to him, to get to you. I'm sorry. Sofia's eyes fill with tears. I tried to keep you out of it. Kept my distance. Changed my name. Everything. But it wasn't enough. Hey. Tyler reaches over, squeezing her hand. This isn't your fault. You were trying to protect Emma, I get it. You shouldn't have to get it. You should be living your life, not hiding from criminals. Well, I'm here now. So what's the plan? Dante says he's handling it. Permanently. Tyler absorbs this. You mean he's going to kill the guy? Yes. And how do you feel about that? Sofia lets out a shaky breath. I don't know. Part of me is horrified. Part of me... She trails off. Part of you is relieved, Tyler finishes, because it means Emma will be safe. The accuracy of the statement makes Sofia's chest ache. Does that make me a terrible person? It makes you a mother. Tyler leans back against the couch. Look, I'm not going to pretend I understand this world, but I know you. You're the best person I know. If you can live with what needs to happen, then it's probably the right call. I don't know if I can live with it, that's the problem. Then figure it out. Tyler's voice is gentle but firm. But don't sacrifice Emma's safety on principle. She deserves better than that. Sofia nods, unable to speak past the lump in her throat. Tyler pulls her into a hug, and she cries against his shoulder like she hasn't let herself cry in weeks. The attack comes 3 days later, at 3 in the morning, when Sofia is finally sleeping deeply for the first time in weeks. The sound of gunfire jerks her awake. Not the distant pop of street violence she's used to from the Bronx, but close. Inside the building. Sofia's heart stops. She throws off the covers and runs to Emma's room. Her daughter is sitting up in bed, eyes wide with fear. Mommy, what's that noise? It's okay, baby. Sofia forces calm into her voice even as terror floods her system. We're going to play a game, okay? We're going to hide. She pulls Emma from the bed and moves to the closet, the one Dante showed her on their first day. If anything ever happens, he'd said, you take Emma and you get in here. There's a panic room behind the false wall. You'll be safe. Sofia had thought he was being paranoid. Now she's grateful for that paranoia. She pushes the hidden panel and it swings open to reveal a small room lined with steel. There's water, food, a phone, blankets. Everything needed to survive a siege. In here, Emma, quick. I'm scared. I know, baby. But you're going to be brave for me, okay? Sofia lifts Emma into the panic room, then climbs in after her. The door closes with a solid click, sealing them in. Through the reinforced walls, Sofia can still hear the gunfire, shouts in Italian, the sound of breaking glass. Emma clings to her, trembling. Sofia pulls out the phone and dials Dante's number with shaking hands. He answers on the first ring. Sofia. We're in the panic room. What's happening? Roberto's people breached the lobby, got past the first security checkpoint. Dante's voice is calm, controlled, but Sofia can hear gunfire in the background on his end. Stay where you are. Don't open that door for anyone except me. Dante, I'm coming for you. Both of you, I promise. The line goes dead. Sofia pulls Emma closer, trying to block out the sounds of violence outside their steel sanctuary. This is her nightmare. The exact scenario she feared 6 years ago when she ran. Mommy, what's happening? Emma's voice is small, terrified. Some bad men tried to get into our building, but Dante and his friends are stopping them. Sofia strokes Emma's hair. Remember what Dante said? He's like a superhero. He'll keep us safe. I want Dante, Emma whispers. Me too, baby. Me too. Minutes pass like hours. The gunfire intensifies, then suddenly stops. The silence is somehow worse than the noise. Sofia holds her daughter and prays to a god she's not sure she believes in anymore. Prays that Dante is alive, that his men are winning. that they'll survive this night. A knock on the panic room door makes her jump. Sofia. It's me. Dante's voice. Sofia nearly sobs with relief. She moves to the door, then hesitates. Tell me something only you would know. You have a birthmark on your left hip shaped like a crescent moon. Emma's middle name is Rose, after your mother. And you take your coffee with cream, but no sugar, even though you tell people you drink it black because it sounds tougher. Sofia opens the door. Dante stands in the destroyed bedroom, blood on his shirt, a cut above his eyebrow, gun still in his hand. But he's alive, whole. Emma launches herself at him. Dante! He catches her with his free arm, holding her tight. Hey, princess, you okay? There was loud noises. Mommy said you'd keep us safe. I did. You're safe now. Dante's eyes meet Sofia's over Emma's head. Both of you. Sofia steps out of the panic room, taking in the destruction. The bedroom window is shattered. Bullet holes in the walls, the door hanging off its hinges. What happened? Her voice is barely steady. Roberto sent a team, 12 men, thought he could overwhelm our security with numbers. Dante sets Emma down gently. He was wrong. Are they dead or gone? Marco is securing the building now. Dante holsters his gun. This apartment isn't safe anymore. We're moving. Moving where? I have a property upstate, estate my father bought decades ago, more defensible than a high-rise. Dante's jaw is tight. Pack what you need. We leave in an hour. Sofia wants to argue, but she can see the determination in his face. And more than that, she can see the fear underneath. The terror that he almost lost them. Okay, she says quietly. They're packed and in armored SUVs within 45 minutes. Tyler is already in one of the vehicles, looking shaken but unharmed. Emma sits between Sofia and Dante in the back seat of the lead car, her hand clutching Dante's jacket. Where are we going? Emma asks. Somewhere safer, Dante tells her. A big house with lots of rooms to explore. You'll like it. The drive takes 2 hours, heading north through darkness. Sofia watches the city lights fade behind them, replaced by trees and open space. Emma falls asleep against Dante's shoulder, exhausted from adrenaline and fear. I'm sorry, Dante says quietly, his voice low enough not to wake Emma. I thought the penthouse was secure, that Roberto wouldn't risk a direct assault. You couldn't have known. I should have. His hand finds Sofia's in the darkness. I should have planned for every possibility. You're not omniscient, Dante. You're just human. Human isn't enough when it comes to protecting you. Protecting her. He looks down at Emma's sleeping face. I need to be better than human. Sofia squeezes his hand. You saved us. That's all that matters. The estate appears as dawn breaks, a sprawling property surrounded by stone walls and iron gates. The main house is beautiful in a severe way, all clean lines and large windows, built more like a fortress than a home. Inside, it's surprisingly warm. Someone has prepared rooms for them, turned on lights, stocked the kitchen. Dante's people, efficient and invisible. The master suite is on the second floor, Dante tells Sofia. 3 bedrooms, private living area. You and Emma can take it. Where will you be? 3rd floor. Close enough to respond if needed, far enough to give you space. The consideration surprises her. Even now, even after everything, he's thinking about her comfort. Tyler is shown to a guest room on the 1st floor. He hugs Sofia before disappearing, whispering, We'll talk tomorrow. Get some rest. Sofia carries a sleeping Emma upstairs and tucks her into an enormous bed in a room that looks like it was designed for a princess. Then she stands in the doorway, watching her daughter sleep, trying to process everything that's happened. You should rest too. Dante appears in the hallway behind her, changed into clean clothes, the blood washed away. The cut above his eyebrow has been bandaged. I can't. Sofia's voice cracks. Every time I close my eyes, I hear the gunfire. See Emma's face when she was scared. Come with me. He leads her to a sitting room off the master bedroom. A fire is already burning in the fireplace, filling the space with warmth. Dante guides Sofia to the couch, then sits beside her, pulling her into his arms. I've got you, he murmurs. You can let go now. And Sofia does. She breaks apart completely, sobbing, against his chest while he holds her steady. All the fear she couldn't show Emma, all the terror she held back, it pours out in wave after wave. Dante doesn't tell her it's okay, doesn't offer empty reassurances. He just holds her, one hand stroking her hair, the other rubbing circles on her back. When Sofia finally runs out of tears, she pulls back enough to look at his face. I can't do this, she whispers. I can't live like this. Always waiting for the next attack. Always afraid. You won't have to. Not after this week. What happens this week? Dante's expression hardens. I'm calling a meeting. All the families, making it clear that you and Emma are off limits. That anyone who threatens you answers to everyone, not just me. And Roberto? Roberto doesn't get to walk away from sending 12 armed men into a building where my daughter was sleeping. Dante's voice is cold. Final. He crossed a line. Now he pays for it. Sofia should be horrified, should argue against violence as a solution, but all she can think about is Emma's terrified face in the panic room, the sound of gunfire getting closer. When? She asks instead. Tomorrow night. There's a neutral location in the city. Everyone will be there. Dante's thumb brushes across Sofia's cheekbone. It ends tomorrow. Promise me something. Anything. Promise me you'll come back. That Emma won't lose you right after finding you. Dante pulls her closer, his lips brushing her forehead. I promise. I'm not going anywhere. They sit together as the fire burns down, holding each other while the sun rises over the estate. And for the first time since Dante found them in the park, Sofia lets herself believe that maybe, just maybe, they'll survive this. The meeting happens in a warehouse in Red Hook. Neutral territory controlled by the Commission, the coalition of families that governs organized crime in the Northeast. Sofia watches Dante prepare from the doorway of his room, her stomach tight with anxiety. He's wearing a suit that probably costs more than her monthly salary used to be, charcoal gray with a crisp white shirt. No tie. He's checking his gun methodically, the movements practiced and efficient. You don't have to do this, Sofia says. Dante looks up. Yes, I do. Roberto won't stop until he's forced to. The Commission is the only force strong enough to do that. And if they side with him? They won't. He broke protocol by attacking a building with civilians inside, endangered my daughter. Dante's jaw tightens. The Commission may be criminals, but we have rules. Roberto violated them. He finishes with the gun and holsters it beneath his jacket. Then he crosses to Sofia, his hands framing her face. I'll be back by midnight. Marco is here with a full security team. You and Emma are safe. I'm not worried about us. I'm worried about you. Something softens in Dante's expression. You're worried about me. Of course I am. Sofia's eyes fill with tears. Emma just found you. She stops, unable to finish the thought. You just what? I just started remembering why I fell in love with you. The admission escapes before she can stop it. Dante goes very still. Sofia, don't say anything. Just come back safely. She reaches up, pulling him down for a kiss. It starts gentle but deepens quickly. 6 years of longing and fear and desperate hope pouring into the contact. When they break apart, both breathing hard, Dante rests his forehead against hers. I love you, he says quietly. I never stopped. Even when you were gone, even when I thought I'd never find you, I loved you. Dante, I'm not asking you to say it back. I'm just telling you. So you know. He steps back, adjusting his jacket. I'll see you at midnight. He leaves, and Sofia stands frozen in the doorway, her heart racing. Midnight comes and goes. 12:30. 1 in the morning. Sofia paces the living room, unable to sit still. Tyler sits on the couch, watching her with concern. He's fine, Tyler says. These meetings probably run long. Or something went wrong. Sofia checks her phone for the 100th time. No messages. At 1:15, headlights sweep across the windows. Sofia runs to the front door, throwing it open. Dante climbs out of the SUV, looking exhausted but whole. Alive. Sofia doesn't think. She runs to him, throwing her arms around his neck. Dante catches her, holding her tight. I'm okay, he murmurs. I'm okay. What happened? It's over. Roberto has been sanctioned by the commission. His territory is being redistributed. He's being sent to Chicago under supervision. Dante pulls back to look at her face. He can't touch you, can't touch Emma. The commission made that clear. He's alive? Sofia is surprised. Killing him would have started a war. This way, he's removed, but not martyred. Dante's hand cups her cheek. It's the best outcome we could have hoped for. Relief floods through Sofia so strongly her legs nearly give out. Dante steadies her, guiding her back into the house. Come on, let's get you sitting down. Inside, Tyler has already retreated to his room, giving them privacy. Dante settles Sofia on the couch, then sits beside her. So what happens now? Sofia asks. Now you decide. Dante takes her hand. Roberto is handled. Emma is safe. You can go back to your life if that's what you want. I meant what I said. I won't force you to stay. Sofia looks at him. This complicated, dangerous, surprisingly gentle man who reads to their daughter at bedtime and showed her architectural drawings because she mentioned liking buildings, who risked everything to keep them safe, who just told her he never stopped loving her. What if I don't want to go back? The words surprise her as much as they surprise him. Dante's eyes search her face. What are you saying? I'm saying... Sofia takes a shaky breath. I'm saying that these past 3 weeks, even with all the fear and danger, have been the first time. In 6 years, I haven't felt alone. Emma has her father. Tyler has protection and a job opportunity you mentioned setting up. And she squeezes his hand. I have you, if you still want me. If I still want you. Dante's laugh is rough with emotion. Sofia, I've wanted you since the moment you walked away, every day for 6 years. Even though I hid Emma from you, I understand why you did it. I hate it, but I understand it. He pulls her closer. And I'm choosing to focus on the future instead of the past. Sofia cups his face, studying the lines around his eyes, the scar above his eyebrow from tonight's meeting, the vulnerability in his expression. I love you, she says. I tried so hard not to. Tried to convince myself it was just old feelings resurfacing. But it's not. I love you, Dante Russo. Even though you're complicated and dangerous and your world terrifies me. Dante kisses her like he's been drowning and she's air. When they finally break apart, he's smiling. Really smiling. In a way she hasn't seen in 6 years. Marry me. Sofia blinks. What? Marry me. Not now, not tomorrow. When you're ready. But marry me, Sofia. Make this official. Make us a family. Dante, I can't just... Think about it. Take all the time you need. He kisses her again, softer. But know that I'm asking. That I want this. Want you. Want Emma. Want to build something real. Sofia's eyes fill with tears again, but happy ones this time. Ask me again in 6 months, when things are settled, when Emma knows you're her father and we've figured out how to actually be a family. 6 months, Dante agrees. I can do that. 3 months later, Emma runs through the estate gardens, her laughter echoing off the stone walls. She's chasing butterflies with a net Tyler bought her dark curls bouncing with each step. Sofia watches from the patio, Dante's arm around her waist. Should we tell her today? Dante asks quietly. About me being her father? Sofia considers. Emma has bonded with Dante completely over the past 3 months. Calls him Dante, seeks him out when she's hurt or excited. Draws pictures of Mommy and Dante and me that cover the refrigerator in their private kitchen. I think she already knows, Sofia says. On some level. She's just waiting for us to say it. Tonight then, after dinner. That evening, they sit Emma down in the living room. Tyler has made himself scarce, giving them privacy for this moment. Emma, baby, we need to talk to you about something important, Sofia begins. Emma looks between them, suddenly serious. Am I in trouble? No, sweetheart. Dante kneels in front of her. Do you remember when we talked about how everyone has a mommy and a daddy? Emma nods slowly. Well, your daddy didn't go away like Mommy told you. He just didn't know about you for a long time. Dante's voice is gentle. I'm your daddy, Emma. I'm the reason you have dark hair like mine, and eyes like mine. I'm your father. Emma is quiet for a long moment, processing. Then she asks the most 5-year-old question possible. So I can call you daddy now? Dante's eyes fill with tears. If you want to. Emma considers this very seriously. Then she launches herself at Dante, wrapping her small arms around his neck. I always wanted a daddy, and I like you the best anyway. Dante holds his daughter, this miracle he didn't know existed until 3 months ago, and cries. Sofia joins them on the floor, wrapping her arms around both of them. They stay like that for a long time, the 3 of them, finally complete. 6 months later, the wedding is small, intimate, held in the estate gardens on a perfect May afternoon. Just family and the few people Dante trusts implicitly. Emma is the flower girl, taking her role very seriously as she scatters petals down the aisle. Tyler walks Sofia toward Dante, giving her away with pride evident in every step. Dante stands under an arch covered in white roses, looking at Sofia like she's the only person in the world. She's wearing a simple white dress, elegant in its simplicity, the sapphire necklace Dante gave her last week catching the light. The vows they exchange are ones they wrote themselves, promises to choose each other, to be honest even when it's difficult, to build a life that honors both their pasts and their future. When Dante kisses his bride, Emma cheers loudly, making everyone laugh. At the reception, Sofia dances with her daughter, with her brother, with this family she's built from love and fear and desperate hope. Later, when Emma is asleep and the guests have gone, Dante and Sofia stand on the balcony overlooking the gardens. Happy? Dante asks, his arms around her waist from behind. Terrified, Sofia admits. But yes, happy. Why terrified? Because I have so much to lose now. You, Emma, this life we've built. What if something happens? Then we handle it together. Dante turns her to face him. That's what family means. You don't face the danger alone anymore. Sofia looks up at the man she fled from, found again, and chose to build a life with. He's not perfect. His world is still dangerous. There will always be risks. But he's hers, and she's his. And their daughter is asleep upstairs, safe and loved and whole. I love you, Dante Russo, she says. I love you, Sofia Russo. He smiles at the new name. My wife. They kiss under the stars, and Sofia thinks about that day in the park when Emma asked why a man was staring. The day her carefully constructed walls came tumbling down. She'd thought it was the end of everything. Instead, it was the beginning. Thank you so much for watching until the end. If you loved this story, check out the other videos on your screen now. I think you'll really enjoy them. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. See you in the next story.